In this video, I'll be checking out the MMB Mini wired to wireless Apple CarPlay adapter. This is a very simple and very small plug and play wireless adapter for Apple CarPlay. It simply converts your wired CarPlay car system into a wireless one. It has both a USB and USB-C interface to connect to your wired CarPlay ports, Bluetooth 5.3 and 2.8 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. So that's going to help greatly with speed connections and just general bandwidth of using CarPlay wirelessly in your car. And it does come in two flavors. It also has an Android version as well. And I'll be going over this one separately in a different video that you can check up here. Okay, so that's a brief summary of this adapter. Let's have a look at what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get the paper user manual. You get the absolutely tiny wireless adapter itself. And if you have a more modern wired CarPlay system, it comes with a USB-A to USB-C adapter that you can simply connect to the adapter to connect it to your wired CarPlay port in your car. So looking over the adapter then, it is absolutely tiny in size. Probably the most smallest one I've actually encountered. Got a pair of calipers here. Let's just see how small this actually is. So 37 millimeters or 37.2 millimeters in length. The casing alone is 27 millimeters by 24.5, and it's a slightly chunky in its size, 14.8 millimeters in its thickness. Do bear in mind, if you've got quite a narrow or small CarPlay port in your car and it is USB-C, adding that little adapter does increase the size of it, it sticking out from the port. But again, it's still no different than a thumb drive size, so it's not really going to stick out too far. But the main use of this adapter is to be used with the USB-A adapter for the most discreet installation in your car. Now, there's no buttons. You can't even physically probably put a button on here because it's so small, but there is some passive ventilation holes there on the edges that you can see. Nothing on the back. On top, there is a small little status indicator light on the bottom there, MMB branding, and the whole thing is in a nice shiny black casing on top and bottom, and there's some matte black around the edges there. So if you do have a CarPlay port that's quite external, not tucked away in a center console, and you do want something that's very discreet, then the size of this is definitely going to work well in a car interior such as that. Okay, so that's a brief look at the MMB Mini wireless adapter. Let's jump in the car now and see how well this performs. So I'll see you over there. Right, so we're in the Golf and we've got our MMB Mini here ready to get plugged in. We're going to put it into our CarPlay port in the car and see how quickly it boots up. Now. So now into the main menu interface. That was around about 13 seconds. There's not much to write about in terms of what actually is available onto the main menu. It's simply the firmware version and the Bluetooth ID that you need to connect to with your iPhone. So in the Bluetooth settings, you've got the smart box option here. We're going to tap that and get this connected to wireless CarPlay. Okay, and we're into wireless CarPlay. I'll say that was around about 10 seconds, and now we're into wireless CarPlay, into the main menu. And everything is pretty nice and smooth. It's got a similar frame rate as the other faster adapters, but it is a little bit lacking on the touch, so it's probably not the best, but it's high up there with the rest of them. Do a quick navigation. That all works nice and well and nice and smooth. Happy with that. Test out some audio.
Well, here we are back on the hot, muggy street of New York.
Navigation controls. So I'll say around about 3 seconds interaction with the screen and the audio delay that comes with it. And we're going to the IP config menu later on and see if we can shave that down any faster. Let's test calling. Hello? 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 Okay, calling was good. Nice and rapid there. Solid pass. Not the fastest, but it's still, again, like its boot time, it's high up there with the rest of them. Hi, this is Anthony from CarPlayLife.com, and this is an audio test using the MMB Mini adapter for CarPlay, and this is an audio test. Okay, so that sounds good to me. No extra gain in its voice input over the built-in microphone in my Golf. So going into its IP config menu, you can see here that it's a little bit more thorough than some other adapters that are out there. We've got audio stream mode, start delay to help with compatibility, Wi-Fi channel, again, that helps with compatibility, background mode if you don't want that launch screen to show, and it can go then straight into CarPlay after a black screen. And then you've got GPS pass-through on and off. Now, unlike some adapters, they show GPS pass-through, but they don't actually have GPS pass-through. I'll have to confirm this with them, and I'll put that down below if that GPS pass-through is actually valid for this adapter. We've got some information here that's being pulled in automatically, which is really nice to see, and you can send them a support ticket that way. And then down below we've got online upgrades. You can choose a firmware version. You've got the 12th of August here that's available, which is a lot later than that's currently available. So we'll try an update now and see how well we get on with that. So you select the latest one, tap upgrade, and it will now download the update from the servers, reboot the device, and after reconnecting to the device you should be running the latest firmware. So let's see if that actually is the case.
A few moments later.
44%. Okay, so 400%, and it now reboots. And we're back in. So we're going to go into the IP config menu, refresh the page, and yeah, now we're running the latest version up here. So we've got a few additional options now. We've seen the background mode to GPS, but these two additional ones, we've got force display, and you've also got audio delay with 1000 milliseconds. So we can now drop that to say 400. I don't know if it's going to be live updating. Refreshing the screen, it doesn't put it back to its original, so we can try that with some audio.
Well, here we are, back in the hot, muggy street of New York.
Yeah, so it's about 2 seconds delay now, so we shaved off a full second at least off the audio using that update. So that's a little bit more quicker, and as a result this should be a little bit more rapid as well, which it kind of is, a little bit more rapid. So if you do want to make things run a little bit quicker, if you've got that option of a delay change in the IP config menu, then it's definitely something I'd definitely look into changing on your adapter to make that run a little bit quicker. Now the sacrifice of that, you do get some skipping sometimes, but it's actually quite rare, and I think you're probably going to get more benefit of having a smoother frame rate and less audio delay and navigation delay than those skippings happening over audio. So that's pretty much the adapter in a nutshell really. So the CarPlay MMB Mini currently retails for $49, down from $89 currently on their website, and I'll link to these adapters down below so you can learn more about it, support the channel and buy yourself one. Overall, very good adapter from MMB. Obviously it's not a 2-in-1, it's just specifically for CarPlay. You can check out my other video up here so you can learn more about that Android Auto adapter version instead. As a CarPlay adapter, very good. The advantages are that it does do everything nice and rapid. It's got a very nice IP config menu as well. And generally with its size, it's going to really aid those kind of people or car interiors where you've got that CarPlay port very visible in the car. Its color being black, it's going to be a little bit more discreet and it's not going to stick out so far. So if you do have a car interior like that and you're looking for wireless CarPlay for your CarPlay system, then it's definitely a dongle that's worth checking out. Sadly, there's no multi-user support and there's no additional functionality that some other adapters might come with. It may not be the fastest, but it's been quite reliable in my tests over the last week, and it looks the part and it looks very native as well. So there's lots of pros in this adapter, and its price is just icing on the cake. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Give us a thumbs up if it has, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about the MMB Mini adapter, and I'll do my best to answer them. You can send me a super thanks along with your comment or question. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.